the day the Council witnessed humanity's polite mode turn off in real time. A complete long-form sci-fi story approximates 1750 words. Humanity had been part of the Galactic Concord for only 6 years, and in that time, they had earned a universal reputation for being pleasantly confusing. To most species, especially those with rigid diplomatic norms, the Terrans were strange in a soft-edged, endearing way. They held doors for creatures who didn't even have hands. They apologized when others bumped into them. They thanked automated security drones after being scanned. They spoke in gentle tones, smiled too much, and used phrases no translator could fully process. No one had ever seen a species so polite. Some cultures believed it was a natural temperament. Others believed it was strategic. A few paranoid ones believed it was an elaborate trap. But almost no one believed the whispered rumor that had followed the Terrans from the moment they left Sol. Humans are only polite because they choose to be. They have something called polite mode. When it turns off, run. The rumor was treated mostly as a joke, the way humans joked about their own customer service voice. But everything changed the day the Galactic High Council witnessed its deactivation in real time. Beginning 1. The Council convenes. The Great Chamber of the Galactic High Council was a vast spiraling dome of silver-blue metal, echoing with layered voices and flickering holographic banners. More than 300 species filled the descending tiers, each in their designated atmospheric zones. In the center stood the podium circle, a ring of light where ambassadors presented cases. On that day, the topic was simple: Terran mining rights in the Othrex expanse. On paper, it was routine. Procedural. A minor dispute between the Terran Commonwealth and the Vorthak Dominion over mineral claims on an uncolonized asteroid belt. The Council had no reason to expect drama, until Ambassador Maya Ren stepped into the center ring. She was smiling. Humans always seem to be smiling, but her eyes scanned the council chamber with calm intelligence. Her dark hair was tied back, her suit sharp and simple, her posture relaxed. A perfect representative of the famously polite Terrans. Honored counselors, Maya began with a warm tone. Thank you so much for convening this session. We appreciate your time, as always. Several ambassadors nodded appreciatively. The human habit of opening with gratitude, even before negotiations, was something the Council found pleasantly disarming. The Vorthak representative arrived moments later. Ambassador Korgash of Vorthak Prime stomped into the ring, claws clicking. Vorthaks were massive reptilian bipeds covered in jagged obsidian scales. Their long arms ended in talons better suited for rending metal than diplomacy. Korgash did not smile. Vorthaks lacked the muscles to do, so even if they wanted to. Let us end this quickly, he growled. The Dominion claims the expanse. The Terrans may leave. The chamber buzzed with tension. No greeting. No opening courtesy. Maya, still smiling, bowed her head lightly. I look forward to discussing this with you, Ambassador. To the untrained eye, nothing seemed amiss. To those who knew humans well, there was a subtle tell. Her politeness remained, but it had become tighter. A warning sign. 2. The sparks begin. Korgash slammed a clawed hand down on a hollow console, projecting a map of the expanse. The territory is adjacent to Vorthak space. Historical precedent gives us primary claim. Maya, gentle as ever, replied. And the Fourth Concord revision states that uncolonized regions default to shared claims unless previously exploited, which, respectfully, has not occurred. Korgash leaned forward. Do you accuse the Dominion of lying? Maya's smile did not falter. Of course not. Merely clarifying the facts. Observers began to whisper. Terran politeness was famous, but this was rigid. A polite person under pressure. The council chair, a floating crystalline being named Zildar, vibrated soothingly. We remind both parties to proceed with decorum. Of course, Maya said sweetly. Decor is irrelevant, Korgash snapped. Strength determines rightful ownership. It was an old Vorthak saying, but using it in a diplomatic chamber was essentially declaring, might makes right. Maya inhaled softly. Well, Ambassador, we have strength as well. We simply prefer not to wave it around like a credit chit. Korgash snarled. We could take that expanse by force. And we could defend it. Her tone was still calm. Too calm. Several ambassadors started taking notes. The rumor, the legend, the myth of human polite mode. No one had actually seen what happened when it disappeared. But the chamber was about to. Middle 3. The incident. Negotiations deteriorated rapidly. Korgash accused the Terrans of deceit. Maya responded with increasingly diplomatic but increasingly tight smiles. Korgash insulted human starship engineering. Maya complimented Vorthak cultural traditions, which made it sound more like a counterattack than a compliment. Finally, in a moment that would later be replayed across every news network in the galaxy, Korgash leaned forward and hissed. You hairless apes hide behind your smiles. You're weak. Soft. Your politeness is a mask. He jabbed a claw at her face. And one day, someone will rip it off. The room froze. Even the atmospheric processors seemed to go silent. Maya's smile faded by exactly 1 degree. 1 precise, measured degree. Her posture straightened. Her eyes lost some of their warmth. Her voice dropped half an octave. Ambassador Korgash, she said quietly, please remove your claw from my personal space. Korgash refused, leaning closer. Or what? That was the moment. The moment witnesses later described in breathless horror and fascination. The moment something inside the Terran ambassador clicked. Her shoulders relaxed in a way that was fundamentally different from before. Her expression didn't shift to anger. It shifted to neutrality. Cold, calm, and terrifying neutrality. Across the chamber, a dozen species flinched instinctively. The Vorthak had no idea what he had just awakened. 4. Polite mode. Off. Maya spoke softly. Council Chair Zildar. For the record, this is your formal notice that Terran polite mode has been disengaged. The chamber erupted into panicked murmurs. The rumor was real. It had a name. And it had a deactivation protocol. Korgash scoffed. Your mode means nothing. Maya turned her head very slightly, just enough to regard him the way one might regard an oddly shaped stain. Ambassador, I have spent the past 40 minutes attempting to de-escalate this dispute with courtesy, patience, and respect. You have responded with condescension, threats, and an attempt at physical intimidation. Her eyes narrowed. So now we proceed without courtesy. Every translator in the chamber momentarily glitched. This was not an angry human.